start by telling us a little bit about your experience, maybe some of the things you took away from being on the campaign trail here?
Well, I think, first of all, the Iowa caucuses should remain, and hopefully the Democrats will see the light on that. It's a way in which outsiders can break in, most famously with Jimmy Carter back in 1976. Starting off in a bigger state, you need a budget for media and everything else. In Iowa, it shows your skills, one, in putting together an organization, a grassroots organization. Two, people are keenly interested, and so they ask you questions, not gotcha questions, but questions on how you see various issues, and they'll bore in on it. They do it with real interest. They know the issues. They see this as a real responsibility, civic responsibility. Also, you learn to deal with special interests and on a grassroots level. And so in terms of the concept, it is a sound one. Iowa, as you know, traditionally has been, for at least over 40 years, has been first in the nation. Then you have New Hampshire, the first primary in the nation. The reason that works certainly on the Republican side is it underscores how diverse this nation is, not in the politically correct sense, but in terms of people's interests and what they focus on. As a general rule, and this is very general, and there are numerous exceptions in Iowa and New Hampshire, but in Iowa in normal times, Republicans are more interested in social issues than they are in economic issues. And in New Hampshire, it's the exact opposite. New Hampshire is the one state where in a primary, was probably the only state in the country in a Republican primary where if you had a referendum on the abortion issue, it's where a choice would win over life. And so you have within the same party, two very, very different focuses. So it makes you realize that the two parties in this country are coalitions of you can focus on specific issues, but people's interests do vary, and how you keep that coalition together certainly hones your political skills. So I hope the Democrats will come around. I'm not sure they will. I have my own opinions on the party right now, but on the Republican side, I think they will keep with it because it's the only way those who are not in the front at the beginning can have a chance to put together coalitions and to break in. And Iowa does, though, have enough diversity where if you know how to organize the state, even if you're going against the grain on certain issues, you can still pull it off. So I'm not sure I should mention this example given everything today, but in 2008, Rudy Giuliani, then the mayor of the nation, made a bid for the Republican nomination, and he is pro-choice. So that would certainly mean, by conventional sense, that in Iowa he would do very poorly, and he didn't make much of an effort in Iowa. I came out a couple of times for him, and they really didn't go all out. We made recommendations to the campaign on who to put together, team to put together to organize the state, because there are pockets, West Des Moines and other areas at the time, where he could have made a showing. And given the number of candidates at the time, if he had made a real effort here, he could have finished third, a strong third, or probably second. If he had finished second place in Iowa, he would have gone barreling into New Hampshire, a state ready-made for him, and he would have been on his way to the nomination. But he chose not to do it. So in terms of my own experiences with Iowa, it is very intense. And in 2000, when they had the Republicans have this thing in August, where straw poll, as they call it, and you show there your organizational prowess. And so in the lead up on 2000, I and my wife and our youngest daughter spent 5 weeks on a bus touring the state. We had a team that put together 5 to 6 events a day, where we could make a play against the formidable front runner George W. Bush, and we came close, but not close enough. But I was a chance where you can do it. So you go in, and it also forces you to hone your message. For example, I found when I proposed the flat tax, I could talk blue in the face how it was a tax cut for everyone. No one would lose, but people were skeptical. So I've finally changed the message a little bit, where if we put in a flat tax, you as a taxpayer for a while would have a choice between the new flat tax system and the old system. See for yourself which one is better. Well, by doing that, people then say, okay, I get to make the choice. I don't have to trust you. And it's also a way of diffusing the concern about charitable giving, home buying, and that sort of thing.
You are bringing
And
up a lot.
by the way, on special interests, you learn in Iowa that one of the special interests, of course, is ethanol. And I had in '96 expressed some reservations about ethanol. And boy, I have the scars today to show for that. And so I learned in 2000, say you'll give a trial period for ethanol, say 5 years or 8 years, and then we'll see if it works. But since I'm not running, I can say it today. Ronald Reagan was right. When you have a government program, it's the closest thing to immortality on this earth.